Hey Ronald, this is Devin Norton, and thank you so much for speaking to me on the phone earlier, and thank you for clicking on this video. In this short video, I'm going to give you 3 simple tips you can easily follow on your website so you can start ranking higher, specifically how you can beat Deer Park Roofing, because if you type in Roofers Cincinnati, they show up #1 right underneath Angie. We know how much business comes from being there, and I'm going to show you exactly what they're doing so you can copy them and then beat them. And you're probably asking, why would I even do this for you? It's really simple. I found out a little while ago there's lots of roofers and just contractors in general that are so busy running their business and taking care of their customers, completing projects, they just don't have the time to learn how to make the internet bring them more customers. And the only thing that stops them from hiring somebody to help them is they don't know who is an expert and who's not. So what I started doing was just creating these attack plans and just giving them away for free. Now, some people take this information and they do it themselves, and that's awesome. But some people say, you know what, Devin, I like you. I want this done. I just don't have the time to do it myself. And that's okay too. Whatever you want to do with this information is totally fine with me. This is just free education, and I hope it helps you make a lot of money. Now I'm going to talk to you about 3 different tips: content, backlinks, and citations. But I first wanted to say, I love the look of your website. It's very simple. It's very, very clean. You've got some really nice animations, really great fonts. Obviously, there's not stock photos. These are legitimate photos from your business. So at least I think so. They look like it. So it's awesome. These look like really authentic photos, and it's just a beautifully designed website. So whoever did this did a great job. Now, what Google mostly cares about when it comes to ranking your website is content, which is all of this stuff right here that you can read. The reason why is what Google does is they send these little robots through the internet called crawlers, and they crawl through your website to read this content and look for what's called keywords. Now, a keyword is just a phrase that somebody commonly types into Google to find your business. So, for example, we found like Roofers in Cincinnati. There's 600 people who search that every single month. Imagine just that one keyword if you were ranked #1 and you were in front of 600 people every single month who wanted to buy roofing in Cincinnati. How would that change your business and change your life, right? And there's more. Roofing Cincinnati, that's another 500 searches. Now you're at 1,100 per month. Cincinnati Roofing, 1,600 per month. So you can see the stacks up really, really quick. So what you want to do is you want to make sure you put these keywords inside of your content. And if I go and I check your content here, you don't have Roofers Cincinnati anywhere on the page. And so you want to make sure that you add keywords like that into your page. One other quick tip is you can save your images as these keywords too, if you want to save this as Roofers Cincinnati. Now, one other thing is you want to make sure you have at least 1,500 words of content. That's what the average website on the front page of Google has. Not everyone does, but that's just the average. So if I go and I paste yours inside of word counter, you can see you have 443. If I go to Deer Park and I paste theirs in, they have 1848. So they're right above that, about 1,800. So if I were in your shoes, to beat them, I would get at least 2,000 words of content, and that'll give you more room to naturally fit in these words like roofer Cincinnati, roofing Cincinnati. We've been doing Cincinnati roofing for X amount of years, stuff like that. We are the roofers in Cincinnati you can rely on. So that's what I would do with my content. That's my first tip for you. My next tip for you is called backlinks. A backlink is when another website is linking to your website, driving traffic to your website. And this is really important because Google is kind of like a popularity contest, and they want to see a bunch of trustworthy, relevant websites linking to your website, driving traffic to your website. So keep in mind, like I said, they want to see trustworthy and relevant websites, which means you're going to have a much better result having other construction and roofing companies linking to you versus having like Baskin Robbins linking to you, because Google knows you're not selling ice cream. So the tool that I use to check out backlinks is called Ahrefs. It's a paid tool. You do not need to use it. Just Google backlink checker and you can find free versions of this. But you just type in, it says you currently have 3 websites linking to you, a total of 5 times. If we go to Deer Park Roofing, they have 344 websites linking to them 2,300 times. Now you might be saying, how do I beat them? That sounds like a lot. The good news is they did all the hard work already. If these 344 websites are good enough, trustworthy enough, and relevant enough to rank them, then they're trustworthy and relevant enough to rank you as well. So if I were in your shoes, what I would do is I would just straight up copy them. These 344 websites, I would go step by step to each one just like they did and put a link to each one of those websites back to yours the same way they did. So for example, this is like Canadian Pinterest, French Pinterest, United Kingdom Pinterest. So they're going on these different Pinterest domains and creating pins back to their website. Boom, easy links, right? Each one of these probably takes like 5 minutes to make, if that. So you can see it's really simple. It's just, it can be a little time consuming, but if you follow just those 2 tips, if you create more backlinks than they do and copy their backlinks, plus your content is better, that's enough to get you ranked #1 here organically and start getting all the free calls that come with that. But I'm going to show you one more tip, and that's how to show up right here at the top in the local map pack section. If you want to get here, you need to have more citations than your competitors. If you're wondering what a citation is, it's just when you list your name, your address, and your phone number inside of a directory. And if you're wondering what a directory is, it's just a website that allows you to list your business's information, such as, Yelp, Yext, Yellow Pages, Facebook, stuff like that. So if I were in your shoes, what I would do is I'd figure out what directories Deer Park Roofing was in. I put myself in those same directories, but then I'd add a ton on top. So like if Deer Park was in 150 directories, for example, I'd be putting myself in at least 300. But that is all I've got for you, Ronald. I hope you found this very informative and helpful. I tried to keep it very short and to the point for you. As a super quick recap, you're going to want 1,500 words of content on this homepage, and you're going to want to put keywords in that content, such as like Roofer Cincinnati. You're going to also want to take all the links going to Deer Park Roofing and get them linking back to your own website the same way they did. Just visit those websites. And finally, you're going to want to put your name, your address, and your phone number in more directories than Deer Park. And if you follow these 3 tips, Ronald, that is enough to get you ranked #1 on the entire front page of Google and get all the crazy amount of growth that comes with that. So you're probably asking, what do I do now? You have 2 options. The first one is to take this information and implement it yourself. If you go this route, which is an awesome route, I recommend you get started as soon as possible because it takes time to implement and your competitors are already doing it, so you don't want to lag behind and have more catching up to do. If you have any questions or if you want myself or somebody to help you out with it, feel free to give me a call at 469-352-2524. Again, 469-352-2524. Either way, Ronald, thank you so much for speaking to me on the phone. I hope this video was helpful for you, and I hope you have an awesome week. See ya.